Boys, we're back. It feels great to be back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children and women and men and of all ages, I butchered this intro for you. Welcome back. Eric, Falco, it feels great to be back. Trevor's not with us, unfortunately.
Oh
He's
well,
he's
his
with us in
loss.
spirit, but we're back,
Taking a
boys.
fat L.
We fucking back. Let's go.
Welcome to the Shadowcide and Friends revival show. I promise everyone that's going to be watching, whether you're watching it live, whether you're watching it after the fact, you're going to laugh at least a few freaking times. It's going to be great. We don't got Trevor with us, who, brings some of the laughs. But we got the rest of the boys that bring the laughs. Again, we got Eric. Eric, if you want to say hello.
I like corn.
And, of course, we got Falco, who, brings us a lot of laughs. And we'll debate about any sports that you want to debate about for a while. Falco, if you want to say hello.
Yep. Hello, hello.
And of
Great
course
to
you
be
got
back.
me, Shadowside, and like Falco said, it is great to be back. Boys, we got a lot to talk about. You want to just jump right into it?
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Let's do this shit.
So, this is something I get off my chest. I just learned about this morning while I was at work. I pull up my phone and I'm scrolling through Twitter, like I usually do, because, apparently I don't do anything at work. Apparently I'm not good at my job, according to some people. But screw those people. But anyways, I'm on my break and I'm hearing there's some drama going on at 100 Thieves, and I'm like, what the hell is going on, right? And I noticed that, so to give you the whole story for those that aren't informed, there's a content creation group out there called The Mob, and I guess they more or less signed with 100 Thieves, and they were pretty much signed like as content creators. And one of them in particular, Frosty, wasn't putting in any work, was just basically not doing anything, getting paid to do nothing, which is what I apparently, do. I get paid to do nothing, which, I mean, shoot. That's all it takes to make 3 grand a month. Keep that one in mind. I mean, shoot. I'd love to. I'd be perfect at that job, but after a while, they basically just said, you know what, this isn't worth it. We gotta go our separate ways. And Frosty at first was like, oh yeah, it's all good, much love to 100 Thieves, blah blah blah. But just recently he's like, oh, you know what, these guys suck, and just talking all this crap and just basically trying to bury the company, bury Nade Shot, make them look like the villain, basically saying, oh, we would skip meals because we wouldn't make enough money, and da, 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 da. And Nade Shot himself actually came out with the response and just debunked the whole thing. And I watched the whole response, but people have actually uploaded the response like crazy, right? And I actually watched the whole video, and I'm like, oh my god, these guys, well, Frosty in particular, makes himself look like the villain. I mean, he's clearly the villain, not 100 Thieves. I mean, clearly 100 Thieves was doing everything they could to make sure these guys were, up and running. They gave them a platform, gave them the resources, moved them out to LA, gave them and Frosty just didn't take advantage of that. Just kind of sat there and did nothing with it, and then wants to say that it was, the fault of 100 Thieves. Now, obviously, I'm a little biased here as a big 100 Thieves guy. I mean, I got my LA Thieves jersey on right now. Shout out to the LA Thieves, your Vanguard World Champions. And I got, the hat on and whatnot for this show because I knew I was going to talk about this. It's just like, and I would bring up, all the facts and be like, this they said this, and I'd go into the exact details and all this other stuff. I could never do this whole scenario justice. I would go. There's so many people. Just look up 100 Thieves Frosty on YouTube, and I guarantee you're gonna see a million re-uploads of Nade Shot's live stream talking about this whole mess. And I can say with confidence, nobody would be as, I don't want to say pissed off, but like Nade looked kind of pissed off having to talk about it. And I don't think anyone would have the same attitude as him if they were the bad guy. I feel like just based on how he's saying things and based on the way he's saying it, I don't think he just with the facts presented to me from both sides, the quote unquote facts. I don't see how 100 Thieves is in the wrong in this one, boys. But what's your take on this whole mess?
All right, cool. I'll let Eric say his take first before I jump into mine. So,
No, you
Eric,
go ahead. I don't really got much to say.
all right, cool. So, I'm a bit more unbiased since I'm not a big 100T guy. I'm not a big Frosty guy either. But I side with Mark on this one. Like, Nate Shod is in the right. And here's why. Like, I know a bit more of the details, and apparently on Frosty's stream, right? He's saying like, "Oh my god, like, they forced us to move into West Hollywood when we didn't want to, and we had to pay $10,000 in rent and all that shit." But immediately afterwards, he showed houses in West Hollywood rent wise, which were cheaper than like the house he chose. Anyway, so that's on him. And second of all, another big point I keep hearing is for defending Frosty is that, oh my god, like the whole like up to 85% like sponsorship taking stuff, which I heavily disagree with because 100 Thieves is a massive fucking corporation. Like they have their own merch line, they have multiple top tier esports teams to run, they have like marketing to handle with, like they have so much employees they have to pay, and of course for the esports players some of them have to be paid a lot of money, and plus with merch you have to pay for shipping and all those workers. So when Nashot said for specifically Frosty's deal that it was 35%, I view that as fair, like especially knowing is that Nashot's giving the mob and Frosty this platform to work off of, and they didn't took advantage for it. 35% is very fucking fair in my opinion. Though 85% is a bit egregious in my opinion, but 35% I view as fair, knowing the size of 100 and they have to pay for a lot of employees and stuff like that. So overall, I side with 100 Thieves on this one.
And like, here's my other thing too, and I kind of pointed this out already a little bit. I mean, like you're basically getting paid, and you're living in Los Angeles, and you're pretty much you're not. And Nate hammered this point down so many times. You're not taking advantage of any of it. I mean, I'll be
Yeah.
completely honest. I never heard of the mob, let alone Frosty, until this whole drama
Hey,
happened. That just goes to show how much effort he put into this whole thing. Never heard of Frosty until this whole mess. Never.
they're like my whole other point is that LA's very expensive to live in. Like I live in SoCal. I know how expensive my fucking area can get up to. LA's even more like awful in terms of like health prices and stuff like that. And Nateshot's giving them an opportunity to live in LA a lot easier, which you should take as a blessing. Like weather's great down here. That's about it. Like prices are so high, it's not even funny. But yeah, honestly, they should have took more advantage of living in LA. Like shit, I would
Right,
if
like
I had the opportunity.
a lot of people share this opinion like me on social media. If I was given like if I tomorrow I was, reached out to by 100 Thieves and they told me, "Yo, you're moving to Los Angeles. You're going to be a content creator for us." In a heartbeat, I'd be taking that job. I'd go up to my fiance and be like, "Yo, we're going to Los Angeles." I'd take that, and I'd be one of those idiots that would do like a 24-hour stream and end up getting hurt. Because I mean that's how dedicated I would be. Like if I was given an opportunity like that to join just about I won't say just about any esports organization. Like even if I was reached out to by from FaZe, I'd be like, "Yo, let's go." Like that's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
waste that opportunity just doing nothing.
Like,
You
even if
have
it
to
was just
put
like
in the work.
even if it was like a smaller organization that's only like really known for like one or two games, or if it's like a startup org that like, yo, we want you to, join our content creation. I'd be like, yo, let's go. Like, in a heartbeat. Like,
Mhm.
that's an opportunity you don't get. What most people don't get, and like like you're basically, I'm not gonna say you're living rent free, but like if you're grinding and you're doing all the hard work that you're expected to do, because I mean you're getting paid to do this. You've been moved up here so you could do this. I mean, you've been given the resources to do all this. I mean, you put in the work. I mean, you're living rent free.
I mean, especially in SoCal, yeah, that's fucking rent free. Like, shit.
Right.
Like, if I got the opportunity, I would fucking take that in a heartbeat and work my ass off to make it possible.
Like, if I was given that offer and I was still able to live where I am right now, I wouldn't say I'd be the richest person in my town, but I'd be in the top 5. In a heartbeat,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be in the top 5 richest people in my town. And I would, have a decent house. I'd be set up. I'd be stacked here. I'd be
Mm-hmm.
living comfortable. And like that's my whole thing too, is like these guys were given, I won't say the LA dream of, living in a big house and, having all these cars, the stereotypical, California dream.
Oh
I
my
don't need
god.
all that. If I was given this opportunity, all I'd ask for is a house for me and my family to live in, and that's it.
Yep.
And being able to like pay the bills and live comfortably. Like I don't need the cars and the girls and the beaches and all that. I mean, granted, I don't need the girls because I have a fiance, but like you get my point. Like, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't need all that. I just
Right.
need a platform, and that's really it. I just need a platform
And
and
comfortable
comfortable
living.
living. And like these guys were given that and more. And Frosty didn't take advantage of it. I mean, from my understanding, the others were trying to take advantage of it. Frosty wouldn't do it.
Yeah. And that's why Frosty left, was because Nation realized that, told him to basically fuck off. Like, if you're not gonna work for it, why even sign with us? You can go leave. Frosty left, and now we have this controversy. Like,
And it's like
seriously.
I
Quote
understand
unquote.
his frustration. Like I get it. As someone whose dream job would be content creation and doing stuff like that for a living, I understand his frustration. But like, dude, like you were given a platform. You were given everything. I mean, they threw
Everything.
everything in the kitchen sink at you, and you just took advantage of it, and you just to the
And do
point
shit with it.
where you just like you basically took advantage of 100 Thieves. You didn't take advantage of the situation that you were in. And like
Yep.
now it's costing you. And it's like, I mean, at the end of the day, Frosty's gonna get the clicks and the clout and all this other stuff because people like myself and all these other people on social media are gonna talk about this and all this other stuff, and everyone's gonna jump in on this and have their take, and then they're like, oh, who's this Frosty guy? And then so it's like at the end of the day, he's gonna get his clicks, and Frosty's gonna get
Yeah.
all this exposure and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like, as we all know, I mean, drama can only carry you to so much exposure. I mean, eventually, like, forget about it. I mean, you're gonna become irrelevant again. Then you're gonna have to cause either grind again or cause more controversy. I mean, it sounds terrible, but like that's just how it is. Like when you live a cycle like that, your only options are to create more controversy or actually put in some effort. And I don't think Frosty's going to be willing to put in that effort. I think there's going to be another controversy with another org probably,
Yeah, I don't
if
know either.
not a friend or something like that.
If he didn't work hard for the golden opportunity he got, what tells me that he'll actually try this time? You know?
Right, and like
Like,
that's what a lot of orgs are going to look at. Like even if, like Frosty suddenly gets like, partnership on
like,
Twitch and all this other stuff, and
like Space or Optic or any other org wants to sign him, they have to consider that option of, well, what if he did the same shit on 100 Thieves? It's a risk. That's all I gotta say. It's a massive risk.
it's like this is probably gonna it's a slightly bizarre example, but I feel like it's an example that needs to be pointed out, and I kind of wish like I think Nate did point it out, or I wish he pointed it out if he didn't. But prime example, apathy. Man's got a kid. Retires from Call of Duty. Next day, he's a content creator for the guard.
Yep, which I know the Guard very well, knowing that I'm a fan of a lot of their esports organizations. The Guard are a very good organization with deep pockets, and they treat their players very well. That's probably why he became a content creator for them, is because he realized that the organization is really good. He wanted to be a part of it. Outside of being a player, he wanted to be a content creator for them, and he's succeeding off of that.
It's like he was. No disrespect to 100 Thieves. I mean, obviously, they're a great organization. They do their thing, and from my understanding, I mean, people love them, working for them, and love being a fan of them. And it's like my point is like apathy. He's got a hell of a lot more responsibility than
Frosty.
than anyone else
Than mostly anyone. I mean, there's other content creators
on
who are parents.
within the mob. I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
and it's like he uploads like every day on his YouTube channel. Every other day I see him on Twitch. Yo, streaming Warzone 50K or streaming Warzone world record run or something like that. Like every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would think that he didn't have time for all this other stuff in his life because he's uploading and streaming every day. Perhaps he couldn't even one upload a week or something like that, a month, anything. Like give him something. I don't know. It just the whole situation is just bizarre to me. It's like bottom line to end the conversation, the moral of this whole thing, I guess, is if you're ever given an opportunity and it's something that you are passionate about and something you've always wanted, and you're given that opportunity, take that fucking opportunity and make sure you take full advantage of it. Because if you let that slip, it's gonna cost you big time, and you're gonna be kicking yourself.
Yep. I 1000% agree with that sentiment. Eric, what are your final thoughts before we move on to the next topic?
I don't know. There was something confused because apparently, didn't they join? Did Frosty and the whole like mob crew join Optic like how long ago?
100 Thieves, and it was like 2 years ago.
Well, I know it was 100 Thieves, but how long did they join? Like how long ago was that?
2 years ago, I want to say.
2 years? Yeah, 2 years ago. Why is he complaining about this now? That's what I'm thinking.
Oh my god, I
It
didn't
just
even
doesn't
think
make
of that.
sense.
Didn't even think of that. Like, homie, you could have said something like much earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he could have said this stuff like when he got kicked out and everything, but no, it's like it just doesn't make sense. And like 2 years after, you're saying all this now. It's like why? It's just bound to make me believe that it's just not true.
And
starting it for nothing.
And knowing the whole timing of it, this comes just after, like, a month or two after 100 Thieves won their CDL title in Vanguard.
How strange.
Yeah, how strange of this.
It really makes you think, huh?
Yeah, like, that's one really good angle. Thanks for bringing that up, Eric.
Yeah, I feel like that was, like, the one thing I could actually bring to this, because a part of, like, only knowing who Nate was, that's about it. I don't know, like, anything or most of these people. I'm not really much into that, to be honest.
Yeah, like I said, like I didn't know who the fuck Frosty was until this whole situation started.
Yeah.
Like I had no clue.
It's like, sorry, bro, I don't follow these people like that.
Yeah, and that's
no offense to those people who do, but if they knew who he was, like even before this, more power to you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big thing too. Is like I feel like most of the people that are defending him right now are like the people that knew him for a while.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's many new people defending him right now. I feel like a lot of, and I mean that it seems to be the sentiment on like online. Like when I check Twitter or what Instagram or whatever, a lot of people are like, yo, fuck this Frosty guy, 100 Thieves, great. Even like
Yeah.
Crim 7, like even he's like, 100 Thieves is great. Like, dog, I would take that opportunity. What are you doing? Crim
Yeah.
7, the man, the myth, the legend himself.
Room 7. Yep.
Shout
And
out to Crim
like
7.
and then like even Moist Criticals, like he brought up the whole like 35 to 87% thing being way too much, and his esports organizations only take like 15%, which I don't know how true that is, but he's like even saying is that Frosty shot himself inside the foot, and finally Nate Shot looks better in the situation because of how Frosty handled it.
Yeah.
And like, okay, so this is the last thing I'm gonna say on this before we move on, with the whole, how much an org takes.
It depends on the org size, in my opinion.
Like, even if it's like a bigger org taking like a big chunk out of like a sponsorship deal or whatever, you gotta think that org is still paying you. Like more than likely, they're paying you a salary anyways.
Yeah.
This is them
Yeah.
getting their investment back. Like, you gotta, like, there's a sponsorship deal that comes up, they take a bit of a cut. I mean, you gotta think that's them getting their investment back. Is at the end of the day, they still got, like, they're investing money in you to,
Mm-hmm.
Spread the brand, represent the brand, and also you're able to do your own thing. You gotta think, they gotta get their investment back somehow. And it's like, I don't blame organizations for taking such a high amount, even if they're like a bigger organization. Because, I mean, again, at the end of the day, like, they're paying you more than likely a ridiculous load of money. And most organizations aren't going to take any of your stream revenue away from you. So it's
No, they're
like,
not. All they're
what's a little
taking.
bit of sponsorship money if you're still keeping your stream revenue plus whatever money they're paying you? Like,
Yeah, seriously. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get why Frosty had to bring up this whole controversy. Like, in my opinion, Nashon wins this whole thing. I think because Frosty signed that contract. He signed it. He knew what details were in that contract.
all right, it's like at the end of the
He
day,
should
you
have,
made the
but maybe
decision.
Yeah.
he didn't read
And
it
like,
quite well.
you're at the end of the day, like as it stands right now, the only one that's gonna come out of this looking bad is Frosty.
Yep. Yep. Just like Moist Squircle said, because of how Frosty handled the situation, he'll be the one looking bad.
Oh yeah.
It's just, I don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Clout.
Clout.
Yeah, that's
It's all
what I
about,
think.
it's all about fucking clout. Because I mean, again, it's like I said earlier. At the end of the day, I mean, everyone's gonna get their fair share of exposure from this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just
Yep.
the thing that kills me is it's short-term exposure. You can't make a living off of short-term clout.
Right.
Oh no. No.
I don't know, boys. All right, so another thing I really want to touch on, and I'm not gonna touch on this too much, not as long as we've touched on the whole 100 Thieves drama. Um, Craig Beckett, a YouTuber that I watch, um, just gone off the face of the earth, off social media, gone. Deleted his Discord, deleted his YouTube. I mean, he had a decent sized following. Like if I'm not mistaken, I mean, not a great, big following, but I want to say he was. Last time I checked, I want to say he was up there in like the 10K, almost in the 10K. Maybe even higher. I can't remember because I didn't watch a video since the last time he uploaded.
Mm-hmm.
But he was up there in like subscribers. He was getting there. Like I remember when I found his channel, and I want to say he only had like 2,000 subs when I found his channel. And I followed him on Twitter. He followed me back. We would have conversations on Twitter. He was a cool guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a commentary YouTuber, but like he was a no bullshit commentary YouTuber. Like he would call you out if you were, you know, being a complete and utter prick. He would call himself out if he was being a complete and utter prick. He was the anti. What's the way I want to put this? Without, getting taken off of YouTube. I'm trying to find a way to say this without losing my channel. He wasn't a hypocrite. And if he was a hypocrite, he'd call himself out for being a hypocrite. Like, he wasn't afraid to call himself out like a lot of other well-known YouTubers would do. Like, they would blatantly be a hypocrite right in front of everyone, and they wouldn't confess to it. He would, if he was wrong about something, or if he was being a little hypocritical, he would admit it. Not a lot of, big-name YouTubers would do that. I mean, granted, again, he was a little bit on the smaller side, but he would talk about a lot of, like, the bigger drama, like the mini lad controversy when that all happened, or which, that was a whole thing. I won't get into that. I got very strong opinions about that, but I won't get into that. Or like the whole H3 versus Keemstar thing, which was last year or something like that. That whole thing when they were going back and forth again for the millionth time.
Oh my god.
He talked about that whole thing. He did like a whole hour and a half, 2 hour long video about the whole thing, and it was the funniest shit ever. And I'm sad that video is gone because that video was funny as hell. And that's the thing too, is he would make fun of these situations. He'd make it enjoyable to talk about because it'd be like, oh god, H3 versus Keemstar again. But he'd make it funny. He would make fun of the whole situation. He did a whole skit with the whole thing, and it was just funny as hell, and it was great. And he was really good at what he did, and I really enjoyed his channel. He was very funny, and he would do even shorter content because a lot of his videos were 20 minutes, 30 minutes long. But he would do these shorter 10-minute videos calling people out and for being the way they are, and ruining the platform and whatnot. And another thing too is he never really, I mean, with very few exceptions, he never really chased the big headlines, and he would call out so many people for being clout chasers, people I forgot the name of a few of these guys, but he did a whole video on people that were making videos on the whole Dream thing, the whole Dream situation a long time ago, and he was calling people out that were still making videos on it, and it's he didn't really do that. He would call out the people for doing that stuff. He never really himself really did that. So it's he was really cool dude. Too. Talking to him was, pretty cool and whatnot, and he was very interactive in his Discord server, and the one thing I will regret is he actually did a Dungeons and Dragons thing, and I almost, showed up just to listen in on the whole thing, and I didn't, because I decided to fucking... This is sound horrible. I decided to play Black Ops 3.
Oh my god.
But...
that's a wasted opportunity, though.
Right, but, he released a statement on this morning, and I won't, out of respect, I won't read the whole statement. I won't go into detail over what's going on, because, I'm not that dude. I'm not going to be that kind of person. But basically, to give you an idea, he's going through some stuff right now, and he's trying to fix everything, so he pretty much is just wiped himself off all social media. He's trying to do, figure some stuff out, trying to figure out some things out with his personal life, and it's I get that, it's there's a fine line between your social media life and your personal life, and honestly I think this is it's a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, it's a bad thing for the fans because they I mean, all of his content's gone. I mean, you can't get it anywhere now. But I see it as a good thing for him because, and for the fans, I guess you could say, because it's my boy's gonna go get the help he needs for the situation that he's in. So it's
yeah.
I think it's a good thing, Craig. If you're watching this, man, I mean, I doubt it, but if somehow magically you're lurking on YouTube and you are, man, more power to you, dude. Bless up. Can't wait for your return. It's just, it's insane to me, and I really want to touch on that and bring that up because it's he was definitely like one of my favorite YouTubers to watch for a while, cause like I would wait for him to like post videos, cause he was funny as fuck.
Hmm.
And like
Like for me,
one of my
I
favorite lines will always be like I forgot what video. I always forget the name of the video, but he was talking about something, and all of a sudden it was a cutaway, and he went back to him and he said, "What in the cinnamon toast crunchy fuck?" And it will be the funniest thing ever. It's a line I will never forget. And what in the cinnamon toast crunch fuck? Or what in the cinnamon toast fuck is what it was. It was what in the cinnamon. It was what in the cinnamon toast fuck, and like he echoed it when he said fuck, and it was just hilarious as hell. And I'll never forget it.
yeah. Personally, I never heard of him till today, honestly. But if I were to hear them before, he deleted everything. Which, by the way, I hope he's doing okay, and I hope he makes a comeback eventually. Prayers up. But I would give him a watch. See how I like him and stuff like that. Because I trust your opinion, and he sounds funny as hell.
Oh, he was fucking funny as fuck. Honestly, I hope. I doubt it, but I hope somebody like has like an archive of his videos and is re-uploading them. Like if that would be hilarious as hell.
Hmm.
I mean, I hope not for his sake because I mean that's just losses of like viewership and money for him. But
Yeah.
like that's just. So I guess actually never mind. I retract that statement. But like at the same time, like he was just funny as all hell.
Hmm.
All right. Oh, whoops. All right. I did not mean to move the graphic. That was not my intention there. Oh, well, that's all right. Well, that's one for the blooper reel for the show. Anyways, Eric, your time to shine. I heard you want to talk about something.
Me? Nah.
You. What do you
Me?
want to talk about,
Eric,
Eric?
don't make
Me?
me. Eric, you said you wanted to talk about a little event of yours. A
I
little.
was kind of joking.
Oh well, it's not a joke anymore.
Oh, okay. Uh,
Hate to put you on the spot, but it's not a joke anymore. You
yeah,
said
man.
it.
Yeah, bro, you said it. So bring it up. What did you want to talk about this special
I
event
wanted to
that
talk a little bit about the KSI boxing tournament that he kind of hosted, I think, last weekend. Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Usually, since last year, the whole like kind of trend with like, oh, YouTubers slash entertaining like boxing matches where they kind of go against each other. Not the biggest thing. But with this one, for some weird reason, I actually had a kick out of it. Like actual entertainment.
Yeah.
Probably because of like the certain people that he had like in the roster, but bro, let me tell you, I was actually interested in boxing for once.
Hmm.
For like a sport. And I'm never
Like,
really into sports, but this it was just that entertaining.
okay, like my thing about boxing in particular is that a lot of the fights
Mm-hmm.
are like set up so that way a certain result happens, both sides get paid a big amount of money, and they walk away
Right.
happy. Like,
Right.
and I remember the Deji versus Fuzi 2 fight. Oh my god. Like,
Bro.
Oh my
That was
god.
funny.
like,
That was
talk
funny.
about that fight. Okay, first off, that fight only lasted 11 minutes, and finally, how that fight ended was just Fuzi 2 just quit right on the spot. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Talk about rigged fucking sports moments, bro. That moment seems so rigged for Deji to finally get his first win. Like, what the
Not
hell?
even that. Like, bro, he freaking Fusi 2 was more cut than Deji. Have you
Yeah,
not seen their like fucking like bro, how?
dude,
It
bro.
just doesn't make sense. But
And
I
then was Freezy Tube is so goddamn unpredictable on what the hell he's gonna do.
mhm.
Like, Deji was fucked in that match, but I guess Freezy Tube just quit on the spot for some reason. Fight only lasted 11 minutes. Deji gets his first win. Both sides get paid out happy. like,
Right.
uh, like that's probably my biggest gripe about that whole event is like
Yeah, I
that
get that.
fight and how it ended made me so mad, honestly. Because, bro, UK should have had a really good, like, slog fest of a fight. Like,
Oh
But
yeah,
no, this
absolutely.
ended so suddenly like that. It's so stupid.
Bro, some of the other fights, absolutely goated. Fucking
Bro,
KSI not only went in there once, but
but
twice.
twice and
Yeah, he
won both
fought two
fights
times, bro.
and won both.
And
Like,
just the way he was fighting too, he definitely knew what he was doing, bro. He was so aggressive. It honestly
yeah,
made it more entertaining.
mhm, for sure. Like, and KSI is known to be a really good boxer. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he fought Logan Paul how many times and he won? So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it was like what, a couple years ago that they last time fought.
Yeah, and KSI won or B
Yeah, man.
or or was it one time which ended in a draw, which I don't
Yeah,
think,
I think it was. I
but it
think that
never.
one was rigged for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, Mark, what's your whole opinion on it, if you even
I'm
care?
gonna be real
Yeah.
honest. I'm so fucking out of the loop. I didn't know that this was even any of the. I knew about all the previous shit you're talking about, or for the most part. Like I've heard some stuff over Twitter and whatnot. But like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna keep it a buck 50 with you.
$1.50
about 50.
I don't pay attention to just.
specifically.
I don't pay attention to just about any of the shit that y'all just said, outside of
Neither
like
do I,
Yeah,
but
seeing it on
like this
Twitter.
one, but for like some weird reason, this one I was actually really into it.
Mm-hmm.
But the main reason I was mostly into it was a certain fight, and that fight was Sam Hyde versus Thompson.
who?
I've been oh, it, how do I say this without trying to get in trouble here? Uh, Sam Hyde, if if any of you somehow don't know, which I'm guessing you two both obviously
I
don't,
don't know.
If you don't know who
he's
Sam Hyde
a
is, you
okay.
have not been on YouTube
I
very
know who
long.
Sam Hyde is, but
I
I
know
don't.
you do.
you
I'm
okay,
just saying this for the casual
okay,
viewer.
I got confused. For the casual viewer, he's a he's a comedian. Yeah, comedian. Goes through
There's air
like
quotes in there.
yeah, that's all I'm gonna say without getting down that rabbit hole of like a bunch of stuff. And then he faced off against this guy named Thompson. I think he was like a TikTok creator.
Yeah.
Or I guess he was like pretty good with a violin. And he's like Australian or something. But like, they're both big. Like if you've seen, especially Sam Hyde, he's been training for like boxing since I think even before a little bit before last year.
Hmm.
And dude, that guy he's been working on that shit. He's been really trying to get into this stuff. And I guess thankfully KSI actually gave him some sort of like actual platform to actually like prove that he's been training hard and actually being good at boxing. But shout
Yeah.
out to KSI for that. But like, bro, the fight it was awesome. I mean, they're mostly like heavyweights, so it's not going to be as like aggressive.
Hmm.
Like, man, what he fucking, oh, pardon my language here. When
It's
he's
fine.
like, when he put that one like last swing into Thompson, bro, and like Thompson turning his legs turning like fucking like Bambi legs and shit, where he's just wobbly, bro. That was tense. Like, search it up on YouTube, bro.
All
That
right.
man is a freaking monster.
All right. Go. I might look that fight up later if I
Yeah,
have the time.
definitely watch it.
Yeah, I've
You don't even
honestly
gotta
never
watch a
looked it
full
up.
thing. Definitely watch like the highlights. I think it was only like 4 rounds too, or 3.
Mhm.
I can't remember which, but it
That's
was
the
pretty short.
fight.
Oh yeah, it was tense. They were both like running out of like breath and
Stamina.
whatnot, stamina.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah. Sound like fun though.
Yeah,
I'm glad
fun.
you had fun with that.
And then after I
Um.
saw the other fights, like damn,
Yeah.
it's actually good entertainment that case I put on, which
Hmm.
I will give credit where credit's due.
Yeah. All right, Mark. What topic do you want to talk about next here?
Honestly, I'm just big vibing over here listening to all this boxing. I'm not a big boxing guy, but I mean,
Yeah, neither am I. But this one was
Yeah.
just that good.
I'll be quite
Okay.
honest. I'm a big sports guy, but like esports and football and I guess basketball. That's about.
Yeah.
Do not get me started on basketball. I'm gonna establish. I probably should have established that earlier. Do not get me started on basketball or football. Don't.
Well,
Don't
I
get
mean,
started, bro.
no, I mean, speaking of football,
But yeah, I'm definitely probably gonna like check this out. I mean, it does look. Well, I can't fucking speak. Sounds kind of interesting. Well,
Speech demon.
add that one to the blooper reel.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, on the topic of sports, like this upcoming football season's looking pretty damn fun. I'm not gonna lie.
See, if
Like,
I didn't make a deal, I'd be excited. I already know where this season's headed because of some dealings that I made.
some backdoor dealings. Yep.
I said, God, I got on my hands and knees and I prayed. I said, God, please let 100 Thieves get this W in
And
Vanguard. I don't give a crap what happens for the next year
for the
to any of my
for your
teams.
team,
Any of mine. I told them I don't care about the rest of the teams. I need 100 Thieves to get this W.
and they got the W.
And they got the W. God said, done. Gave the 5-2. I was
Yeah.
hoping to be 5-0. That would have been embarrassing. That would have been embarrassing. Like, I guarantee you, if 100 Thieves would have got that 5-0, someone was getting dropped like right then. Like, RC's was probably getting dropped right then and there on the stage.
It's like fucking like hours later, Arceus gets dropped. Fucking CDL fucking runs and tries to think of something. But yeah, like I know that deal. Like I know you don't particularly care now because you know how that. I know how your season's gonna end up. For me, big Rams guy, I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling. Like I know, I know already my team's really fucking good. I am just chilling, just waiting till playoffs, pretty much. That's where I'm at as a Rams fan right now. How are you as a Chargers fan right now, Mark? Are you nervous about your division being really good?
I'm gonna be real. Don't know, don't care. I got a chip. I got the chip that I needed to see.
Yep, fair enough.
LA Thieves got. I saw Rise go back to back in Gears of War 5 before the Gears, esports program got discontinued. And then I watched LA Thieves get their,
First,
Major 4 victory, and I got to watch Kenny and Octane get their ring. So you know what?
I'm good.
I mean, okay, Envoy and Draza too. I've actually gotten some flack over this on Twitter, and I'm like, I care about Envoy and Draza too, but I wanted Kenny to get this ring since TK. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted Kenny to win World War II champs just a little bit more than I wanted Aches to win. Just a little bit more. I was gonna be happy either way, but I would have preferred Kenny getting that ring. Just a little bit
Yeah.
more. And then, I mean, Black Ops 4, I mean, don't even get me started on Black Ops 4. Genuinely
Yeah.
do not get me started on Black Ops 4. But,
Oh,
But hey, though, fucking 100 Thieves getting revenge on fucking EU pretty much on winning Vanguard
oh
over
yeah, that's true. 3 of those guys were on that EU United squad, and they got revenge. Kenny and Octane got freaking revenge.
revenge on RCD Simp and Abizi. Because wasn't it like Clay and one more?
Clay.
Okay.
It was Clay. I want to say Pristini was on that squad, too. I think it was
Yeah,
Clay,
I think
Pristini,
RCD.
Sampabizi, and Arceus.
Yeah, yeah. So moving on, since we're talking about Call of Duty right now, CDL, the off season, the Rostermania, all these crazy moves, the leaks. How do you feel about everything, Mark? Like, because I have my opinions.
Thieves are gonna run it up. I'm just gonna say it. This is gonna sound cocky as hell of me, but I'm gonna say it. Thieves are gonna get a victory.
Okay,
Thieves are gonna
okay.
get at least an event win out of this season.
Well, yeah, probably an event win, but I don't think they repeat as world champs because no team in COD has ever repeated as champs.
See, here's my thing. No organization in COD history has ever done it. At
Yeah.
World Championship. Back to back. But players have.
Their players have, but orgs haven't. That's the thing.
And here's my thing. if Kenny and Octane go off the way they have, just them, if them alone can just go off the way that, I'll even throw Draza in there. If those three can go off and Envoy can just keep doing his thing, I realistically see a way where they can go back to back. Now, granted, I'm only saying this based on them alone. We don't obviously have all of the rosters leaked yet. I think we only got what rosters do we have confirmed? We have FaZe, LAG, Optic, Rocker, obviously Thieves.
FaZe.
Yeah, I already said FaZe. I think that's it, right?
I think that's it. Yeah, I heard leaks about Florida's drop. Like Florida's all over the place on rumors, so I don't know where they are. I mean, Vegas is just temp. But let's move to LEG because they're my squad, unfortunately.
Should have jumped ship with me when I said I was jumping.
Nah, I'm good.
Should have jumped with me.
Stay loyal. I stay loyal, but
see, I made it clear when I heard that Thieves were going in and Cold. I'm like, okay, now I felt obligated, but I was like, I can't leave you alone. And then Cold War happened, and I was like, all right, I gotta root. I'm sorry. And then Octane joins, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I gotta root for my boys.
Yeah,
I gotta root for my boys now. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. Like, probably the reason why I cheer for LAT in Major 4 and, like, World Champs was because I didn't want fucking FaZe to win it again. So,
if FaZe would have went back-to-back, I would have been so pissed.
Same.
Probably would never watch COD ever again.
Honestly, LEG, low-key, kind of underrated. Here's why. Here's why I say that. Bringing in Arcity, two-time world champion, supposedly highest earning player in COD history. We don't know how true that is. That's, I think, just based off player winnings, right? Not based on like salary or anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that statistic is purely based on winnings.
Yeah, but either way, you bring in a really successful main AR who's really good at in-game leadership. He's really good at, all the intangibles, essentially. Like, he's not the best layer, but, I mean, with the young guns in Hook, Neptune, and Spark, you don't need the best laying from your main AR. What you need is the in-game leadership. And I think Varsity brings that perfectly into this squad. Now, the two main question marks are going to be on Hook and Neptune. Are they going to bounce back? Is Hook going to be his MVP form, essentially, from Modern Warfare? Is Neptune going to be his form back on Florida and CW? We don't know yet. Again, this is a new title. We truly don't know till the season starts. But I'm feeling damn confident as a LEG fan now that we have a really good main AR who's proven to win championships, who's proven, to be a really good in-game leader for one of the more dominant teams in recent memory. So I'm feeling pretty confident. Low-key, LEG might be top 6. Like, top 6 is reasonable expectations, in my opinion. Maybe even top 4, though top 4 might be a bit of a stretch.
See, here's my whole thing. When I initially, like during the Vanguard season, saw that absolute unit, I'm just going to say it, that absolute unit of a squad of Asim Hook, Gunless, and Slasher, I was like, oh my god. The Gorillas are going to win the fucking whole entire season. And then they just had their whole issues. I mean, they won Major 2. I'll give them their credit. They won Major 2. And they just and they won with Spart. And then they just, I'm going to say it, they looked like LA Thieves during the Cold War season. They had no clue what the hell they wanted their roster to be. The only difference is LA Thieves during Cold War made it to the playoffs.
Yeah, and we didn't. But
still,
here's my main reasons why LEG failed this past season. One, coaching. That's why we got rid of Bevels, and that's why Ricky got promoted to essentially GM. So we're looking for a new coaching staff right now. And two, slasher teams are known for their insane highs and their insane fucking lows. We saw both with LEG last year. Major highs are us winning Major 2. Major lows, us not making Worlds.
See, here's what and this would have given me more confidence in LAG during even like Major 3 and Major 4. If they would have put in Gunless over Slasher, like, I get it, Gunless was having his health issues and whatnot, but
Yeah, that's
he
why.
clearly got better, and he clearly had the passion to keep going. He wanted to keep going. I feel like if you would have put in Gunless over Slasher, LAG was going to the playoffs. Hot take,
Maybe.
but I think Gunless
Yeah,
would have taken them to the playoffs. Because
but
I
I don't know
think
if
Gunless, this is another hot take, I think Gunless is a better IGL than Slasher. I think Slasher's a better
yeah,
overall
no,
player, but I think Gunless has better leadership.
same here. But I don't know if that would have made a difference knowing how poorly coached we were.
I think you guys at
And
least were making top 8. Like, you guys at the very least were making the top 8. Do I think you guys are going to make a deep run of the playoffs? No, I still think Thieves are going to win the playoffs regardless. I
yeah,
just I feel like it would have been LAG in that last spot instead of New York taking that spot.
yeah.
That's just the way
But
I see it.
I don't know though. Either way, I'm very confident in LEG this year. A team which I'm kind of low on, which a lot of people are hyping up, is this Minnesota Rocker squad. Like, you keep attached as your main AR, but you bring in Cammy. Like, Cammy's such a good main AR. Why bring him into Flex? And then you bring in Bance and Afro as well, I guess, to be your SMG duo. Good SMG duo. I don't know about Minnesota, you know? Like, Minnesota's coaching staff, I don't, like, are they finally going to be good at respawns? That's my main question with them. Are they finally going to be good on respawns? Plus, Afro has never got LAN success. He's always had online success. He's never had that LAN success.
See, Afro's definitely a player I like to watch, but I'll agree with you. He's definitely an onliner. And when it comes to Attach is definitely up there in players that I also really like watching. You know, I mean, youngest person to win a championship. I mean, like, that's
Yeah.
pretty big accomplishment, I'd say. And he's a really good player. I mean, he really is. I mean, even when he has his poor performances, he still shows off. And I'm not gonna say Attach is the perfect player, but like he's the perfect person, and like he's got the traits of a player that you want. I mean, he's clearly loyal to Minnesota if he's gonna stay another fucking
Yeah.
season. I mean, despite all of his, he probably has so much pent up anger and frustrations, but I mean, he's staying, so clearly, he's got the loyalty factor on him.
And clearly he has faith in this squad of bringing in essentially the 3 best European players in the world over. And I think that and this is kind of going back to LEG a bit, on where Arcedes pretty much had will on whichever team he goes to. He chose LEG for a reason. He chose LEG. He feels confident in LEG, like how Attach decided to stay on Minnesota because he feels confident in Cammy, Afro, and Bams. I don't blame either player for their decisions.
See, I
Now,
feel confident in Cammy and Bance. Just Afro's the one that scares me, because I mean,
like, I don't
Bance clearly has the experience. I mean, he's.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say this right now. I would put Bance in the top since Kenny and Octane now finally got their rings. I would put
Yeah,
Bance in the top 5 players that have never won a ring, that have come so
yeah.
close to getting one. I mean, Bance has come so close.
Like Cold War alone. Cold War alone.
If I'm not mistaken, I want to say he was also part of that Black Ops 3 Splice squad. I'm actually gonna fact check that, but I'm pretty sure he was
Yeah,
part of that BO3 Splice squad.
but um, I don't know how Minnesota's going to perform. Like, Minnesota's always been known as that one team who plays out really slow, who wants to win their S&Ds, who never really care about their respawns. 2-3-5 by definition, they're that kind of. I like if they can get good on hardpoint and remain good on S&D. I think they'll be a really good team. But I don't know, knowing Minnesota's history, knowing their coaching history at least, because they had some really good rosters in the past, but they never accomplished really anything outside of Cold War Major 5. But I don't know about Minnesota. I think Minnesota's getting a bit too much hype, and I think LEG's getting underhyped, if that makes sense. I think both are around the same, in my opinion, where both might make it top 6, both might make top 4. We don't know.
See, I'm gonna say this. Well, two things. One, I did fact check it. Bance was in the Black Ops 3 Splice squad,
All right.
and I'll be quite honest. I wanted Splice to win that. Since Rise got 5-6, I really wanted Splice to win that.
Yeah.
But nope, Envy had to win that. But other thing too is I understand where the lack of hype from LAG is coming from, because I mean, Modern Warfare, that LAG squad was, again, it was a fucking god squad. They had really good players, and they
Yeah.
just blew it up big time. And then Cold War, that squad had that squad had 4 reasons, 4 reasons to make it to the grand finals. 4.
Yeah. And we
Didn't.
never did.
Vanguard, same thing. Y'all had 4 reasons to make it to the finals at Worlds and win a chip, finally, and you didn't. You won
Well,
a
I mean, we
major,
won a.
but you didn't get that ring.
Yep, we didn't.
You got just a step above where you've ever gotten. Like, that's the thing with LAG, is like, if I'm not mistaken, in Modern Warfare, y'all were 12th, and then Cold War, I think you were 11th, and then now you got 10th, and you got a major. So it's like
You know,
it's just baby steps to work your way up, and it's like,
like I think in MW we were technically 11th, but it's weird because technically Paris was 12th, but we had less points than Paris. But I think we had more like deep tournament runs, which boosted us up to 11th or something. I don't know how
I don't
that
know, but
worked.
y'all basically y'all been like in the toilet, and then you finally like you're emerging from the toilet, and you got a major,
Just
but like you still haven't like.
yeah, but I don't know. Like, and that's the thing with a lot of guard teams is that we start out a couple years being really slow, but then once we figure it out, we really figure it out. Like, look at fucking Gladiators as a prime example. Like, first few seasons, we had God Squad after God Squad, and we never won anything. Season 4, we finally figured it out. Now, season 5, we won back-to-back tournament. Like, it took us a while, but we got there. We're entering the 4th season, right? Yeah, 4th season. I feel like it's about time that LAG truly starts winning games and starts really making a mark.
And see, for your sake, I hope so. But for the sake of my team, I hope whenever we face off, we finally get a win against you. That's one thing that LAG will always have over LAT, is that we still cannot fucking beat you. But we have a ring before you guys. We have a ring.
Hey,
We are the only team in LA with a ring in the league.
yeah,
You guys don't have a ring. We do. I mean, you have a ring because Arcides is on your team. But like,
yeah,
we have a ring under our banner. Arcides has 2 rings
yeah.
under 2 different banners.
Mm-hmm. Fair point.
We're the only team that does, but we still can't beat the fucking Gorillas to stay alive.
Man, that'll be funny. Meanwhile, Boston. I mean, Boston's keeping methods confirmed. Like, Boston's committed to methods.
I, I,
So
I've said it thousands of times, and I'll say it again and again and again and again and again. Like, if a rumor comes up that they're thinking of dropping methods, I'm gonna say it again.
they're not.
Letting methods go would have been the biggest mistake. That would have costed that franchise big time. Methods is
Yeah, but
such an underrated player.
he is. And I'm glad they're confirmed on keeping him. And now we can discuss their roster of Nero Vivid, Awakening, Methods. Methods I like. Like my favorite part about this team though, Nero Vivid. I love that fucking SMG duo. Like that's a damn great SMG duo.
I would
Like,
honestly put them, like Nero and Vivid, I would put them on the same level as Scump and Shotzi. To be quite
yeah.
honest with you, I would put them on the same level as that. They're very talented. They're very good.
hmm My biggest question mark is Awakening. That's
I
where I have my question marks about this Boston
I wish they would just give Clayster that spot. Like
over Awakening.
for for two reasons, I
Here,
wish Clayster had that spot. Clayster's clearly a better player. He would bring some leadership that Boston's gonna need.
here, but
Not to say that Methods can't do it, but I feel like Clayster can do it better. And two, I mean the story writes itself. Clayster goes from New York to Boston. I mean fucking it writes itself.
here, like, I don't know though, because can Methods flex if let's say they bring in Clayster over Wake? Can Methods flex? I don't know.
I say you make fucking Clayster suck it up and flex. That's the way I see it. I mean,
Mm,
he's been around long enough that if he can't flex,
yeah,
I
but I
mean,
don't
no
know
disrespect to
if he can,
Clayster, but I think it's time for him to fucking retire if he can't.
but I don't know if he can flex. That's the thing. So you pick up Awakening, which let's be honest here. I'm gonna say it.
He's a stat pattern.
Awakening is yeah, he's a fucking stat pound because look at his Florida teams. Very bad Florida teams. He consistently puts up like 1.2 KDs. Like what the hell? Along with Skies, which I think Skies is such a fucking underrated player. Skies is such an underrated player. Like, talk about fucking Awakening being the MVP. Nah, it's fucking Skies. Without Skies, Florida would be fucked. In my opinion, without Skies. And I'm happy that Skies, who knows about Skies' future, because I heard him being on New York. Now I'm hearing that he might still be in Florida. Who knows? Until that gets announced. But I don't like Awakening as a player. Like, yeah, sure, he has a lot of firepower, but how useful is that firepower when your team constantly gets like 9th through 12th in tournaments? I'm just saying. Like, you guys finished one spot ahead of LEG. That's all I gotta say. I don't know I have that much confidence in Awakening, but without that, I have confidence in that Boston roster. I think Boston's gonna be good. I don't know about Awakening though. This is Awakening's do or die year, I think. I
Oh
don't know.
no, I 110% agree. It's definitely a do or die year for him. I think it's a do or die year for a lot of players. Like I feel like Awakening, I feel like Methods especially, he's gonna need to prove himself to Boston a little bit more. I mean, here's
Yeah,
my thing with Boston during the Vanguard season, right? They were dominant, but like they were only dominant in the mid tier. Like they never really
yeah,
felt like they were. I mean, outside of Major 2, I never really felt like Boston was really gonna make a deep run. Like I never really felt
yeah.
that, you know, like even during like playoffs, I never thought that they were Boston. I expected Boston to go out top 8.
Mm-hmm.
I never expected Boston to go any further than like top 4 in any tournament.
Yeah.
Maybe even top 6, because I never felt, because they were on paper, that Boston squad, like on paper, just looking at the rosters in Vanguard, like before the season even started, on paper, Boston Breach versus Los Angeles Guerrillas would have been my finals for
Yeah.
Worlds. That would have been my grand finals. And I know
Imagine
that's,
that.
taking phase out of the equation. I know that's taking Optic out of the equation and whatnot.
Thieves out of the equation.
Taking Thieves out of the equation especially, but like obviously I had confidence in that squad. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
just say I had so much confidence in that squad. I had more confidence that other squads were gonna take over than I had more confidence in my own squad, which is sad to say out loud. But like, I genuinely thought that Thieves squad was gonna go top 4 at Worlds. I did not expect them to win at all.
Yeah.
When they made the grand finals, I was like, oh shit, this is it. We're gonna do it, aren't we? We're gonna get revenge
Yeah.
for Black Ops 4. We're actually gonna do
And
it,
they
aren't we?
did. But yeah, like Boston, I think is gonna be solid. I don't know how good Awakening will be, but I feel confident in them overall. Atlanta. they bring in Slasher.
I
I don't know how Slasher's gonna be good on this phase team.
they're gonna
They
they're gonna be the next squad to blow it up. They are gonna be the
dude,
next squad to do it. I don't
they're
know
not,
who's gonna do it, but that squad's blowing it up.
I don't know who the fuck is their in-game leader at all. I don't know who the fuck's gonna lead them in comms.
It has to be
Those,
fucking.
those
The way I see it, it's Slasher or it's fucking Simp. It's gotta be one of them.
dude, because those comms are gonna be so fucking chaotic, Mark, when you listen.
Oh, definitely, because like I said, it's gotta be Slasher or Simp, and it's not.
Neither of them
From
good
my
IGL.
from my understanding, it's not a very common that a Slasher team, Slasher will not be the IGL. Not very common from what I've heard and from what I've seen.
Yeah. I mean,
I,
granted, he's teaming back up with Crowder.
allegedly, we're not sure if Crowder's still gonna be the coach.
Oh yeah, right. Because we don't know about Crowder staying on phase. And
Which
finally,
okay,
from what
I want to speak on the Crowder situation real quick. So people are saying that because there was a stream where he was asked, they said replays, which was old gamer tag for those that aren't aware. Are you gonna
yeah,
be the coach of FaZe next year season or whatever? And he quickly said no and then dipped. I have a theory. It's a bizarre theory, but it's a
LAG.
theory. No, no, very bizarre theory. Hear me out. Because the guy asked and he said replays. He didn't say Crowder. I have a
Yeah,
feeling that he was just baiting this guy because he said replays and not Crowder. I feel like he's still gonna be the coach for Atlanta.
like
I
he
feel like this
might be.
dude. I feel like this dude. I feel like Crowder's baiting this guy because he said he asked replays and not Crowder. I mean, granted, yes, they're the same person, but like I feel like Crowder's baiting. If he's not baiting, then like I don't know where he'd go. I don't think he would go to Vegas just because of the ownership. I don't think if he
Yeah.
went to Vegas, I
Okay.
mean, know your worth,
I
bro.
okay. I would think Crowder would go anywhere. Which org has the most money? Who's looking for a coach right now? Clearly, fucking LAG. He would go straight to LAG. He would fucking,
Okay, I'm
like
gonna say this:
it is.
if Crowder is leaving Atlanta, like let's say that is a thing. Let's say Crowder leaves Atlanta tomorrow, and he
Yeah,
signs with LAG. They're winning worlds. I'll just say it right
yeah,
then and there. They're winning the first modern. They're winning Modern Warfare 2. They're just give LAG the rings now. That's all I gotta say. That's it.
yeah. Damn sure.
I mean, reuniting
Like,
Crowder and Arcides. I mean, yo, that's it. That's it. Give him the ring.
I mean, granted, we don't know who's the coach is going to be for LEG yet. Like, I'm hearing all kinds of rumors from Marky B, which I would like a lot. I think Marky B on LEG would be sick. Or it would be someone like Sender, which Sender's confirmed leaving Optic, which I don't know if I would like that as much as Marky B or especially Crowder, but I
I
would
mean,
be okay with it.
even if
Definitely
y'all
no.
get Marky B, I mean, y'all are fucking. You're sad if you get Marky B.
Yeah.
I'd still label you guys as a contender.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like, that's my biggest question mark outside of like who can Neptune is coaching. Who else gonna be our coach? I don't fucking know. But
So
I don't know how well this Atlanta squad's gonna do at all because
top top six.
last year all right, bit of a hot take. If Crowder leaves, their best is top six.
With or
I
without Crowder,
think
I see him top
without
six.
Crowder,
I
with
feel like letting Arcides walk, dropping Arcides, getting Slasher, top six.
big mistake, in my opinion. That was such a big mistake. And plus, I'm hearing is that Slasher wasn't their first option. I'm hearing like they wanted like Dashi and Hydra and people like that. But as we know, I mean, the reason why RCs got dropped was because the whole thing with Optic, where they released Dashi and Illy, and fucking FaZe really wanted Dashi, so they dropped fucking Arcides, and now since now Dashi and Illy resigned, well, fuck.
FaZe basically just got baited, like fucking big time. Like they pulled the trigger so fucking fast.
Yep, they did.
without hesitation. It's crazy. Speaking of Call of
Yeah.
Duty, and this is definitely something I'm sure Eric's gonna want to talk quite a bit about. Who is hyped
Yeah,
for Modern Warfare 2?
I mean,
me.
I'm gonna
I'm
keep my
pumped.
optimism away.
I'm
I'm
chewing.
away. Last few years for Call of Duty weren't that
But
good,
no,
especially Vanguard. My God,
I think everyone can agree on Vanguard, unless you're on some certain narcotics.
Vanguard was objectively terrible. Like,
Objectively, no, it's just fact, bro.
Here's
Freaking
yeah,
garbage.
here's what I'll say about Call of Duty the past few years. All right, like I'll give you the past 5 years. And this is fun. Okay, so this is how you know I've been watching COD esports for a long time. When I go through different Call of Duties, I go by all right. You know, I don't go by all right. I figure out the title. Like I don't sit there and I think like all right, what Call of Duty? I think all right. Champs 2019. All right, so Black Ops 4. Like that's how I think of Call of
Uh,
Duty. Is I think of like the like champs. But listen, the
yeah,
past 5 years of Call of Duty, Vanguard got awful. I'm just gonna say it. Vanguard was awful. I
yeah.
won the game. I got the game for free in a giveaway, and I still want my money back. And I didn't pay for it. I want the time that I spent on that game back,
back.
if I could. Like that is how bad Vanguard is. It's so bad. I mean, the multiplayer is terrible. The campaign was terrible. Zombies is an absolute joke. I mean, they basically just did copy paste like Cold War did, but worse with the zombies. It
Yeah,
was a joke. All right, so
the
then
Cold War
Cold
also
War.
terrible.
Cold War, the campaign wasn't the greatest.
Mhm.
Zombies, it was a bit of a disappointment. I mean, it had its moments. I mean, I still play zombies here and there, but I mostly play like Outbreak for a couple rounds, and then I play like maybe a few rounds of like Fire Base. I almost said Fire Break. I'm thinking of Black Ops 3.
Firebreak.
I almost played Black Ops 4 instead of doing the show, and then Eric was just like, yo, I'll do the show. Like,
Yeah, the more
all
reason
right.
why not to play Black Ops 4.
Like literally, I announced on Snapchat, and I actually had two people like, "Yo, bet I'll play," and then all of a sudden, I was like, "Yo,
Nope,
oh, okay,
nope.
Yeah,
no, never
No
mind,
Black
doing the
Ops 4
show."
for you. Nope.
But yeah, Cold War was just pretty bad overall. I mean, the multiplayer was decent, but trying to play pubs now is just awful. Modern Warfare, I'd say out of the past like 3 years of COD that we've had, I'd say Modern Warfare 2019 is probably the best.
Hey, you
yeah,
still playing that later?
Now, bro, I don't play 2019 a lot, but like I'll play the game occasionally.
yeah.
Still playing that later?
Yo, bro, after the
The
show,
Black
definitely
Ops
I'll hit
4.
you up. I mean,
Oh,
maybe,
bet.
maybe, maybe.
Baby, bro, you said we were going to yesterday.
I know, but then I decided, why don't we, give the people what they've been missing for so long? Our 8 viewers that we got right now. By the way,
Gave
y'all
you,
are
damn.
special. We love you,
We hit
each and every
numbers.
one of you. Y'all are the
Mhm.
greatest. But nah, I'll hit you up. Depends on how I feel. I don't know. I'm down
Oh,
for Modern Warfare. Don't get me wrong. I'm down,
Let's see. Black
but that
Ops
might
4.
change. Black Ops 4 was just okay. Controversial hot take. I enjoy Black Ops 4 multiplayer. Very controversial hot take. I enjoyed the multiplayer. Here's what I'm gonna say. I enjoyed playing the competitive game modes. I enjoyed Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, and Control. I did not enjoy TDM. Beyond those three game modes, I really hated playing the game because okay, so back when I played, I don't know if it's still the same, but like back when I played consistently, you were allowed to have two of each specialist instead of one. Normally, it's just one specialist, one of each specialist on a squad. On TDM, it was two of each. I want to say in Domination, it was also two of each, if I'm not mistaken. Back when I played, it was just not good. That was
Yeah,
just not fun. But like in Hardpoint, S&D, and all that, it was one to a squad.
and that made
And
it fun.
that made it fun and it made it balanced. I mean, granted, it was 6v6.
Ew.
I'm more of a 4v4, 5v5 guy. I mean, granted, Call of Duty's always been 6v6 in public matches. Professionals
yeah.
4v4, 5v5 for a couple of years. I prefer 4v4, 5v5. I mean, that's just I prefer playing like professional, like how the professionals play, because it's just that's how I learn is by playing how they play and watching how they play. There was a point in time where I wanted to go professional in Call of Duty or Halo. I'm just gonna say it right now. There was a point in time where little me wanted to be a little pro gamer.
Yeah.
But it's
Okay.
like Black Ops 4. I enjoyed the multiplayer somewhat. Zombies was a joke, and I would say I hated the campaign, but the campaign was so bad that it didn't even exist. Like
Aw.
there's no campaign. Like
What?
it's
Nope.
sorry,
Oh, Black Ops 4.
Specialist HQ. Ooh, that's the campaign.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Specialist
it's a
HQ.
campaign, yo. Have fun.
And then I guess if you want to go back another year, that'd be what, World War II.
Yeah. Awful.
Yeah.
I, I,
World War
the
II's bad.
the gameplay of World War II was nice. The mechanics of it, like the multiplayer class system, was terrible. I hated it. Everything about
Yeah.
it is horrible. I have a better understanding of it now that like I've done some testing for an event that for the land that I hopefully want to run at some point.
Please.
And I understand the
Mhm.
system a little bit more, but even understanding the system a little bit more, I still am not the biggest fan of it.
Mhm.
The campaign, I hated the story. I liked what they were trying to do with the story, but the execution, the way they did it, was just awful for the most part.
Like it is
But
like
I
it was.
enjoyed the gameplay.
Yeah.
And the zombies does not exist to me.
Mhm. Zombies is so bad.
Like,
But
zombies who?
Like the zombie, like I'm gonna say it. World at War is the only World War II zombies game that we've gotten that has done zombies right.
Yeah, because that's where it started.
yeah.
To be fair.
Like I'm gonna take a step further. Only Treyarch has ever done zombies right.
Oh, yeah,
They
'cause
they've
they're
had
the
a
first ones
they've
to
had
do
a
it.
they've had a lot of brutal flops. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they've had a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of them. Shangri-La, looking at you, and the entirety of Black Ops
Oh,
4.
no
I'm looking at
Shang.
you.
True.
Call of the Dead. Well, okay, Call of the Dead in hindsight wasn't that bad. I think
Could have been better.
I
Could have
I,
been
I think
better.
my
But
biggest
I
problem
mean
with Call of the Dead was that I sucked at it.
like Black Ops 3 zombies. Some of the
The
funnest I've
best
ever played.
zombies ever. And
Like I
I
love
will
Black Ops
I
3
will
zombies.
die on this
Like
hill. Black Ops 3 Zombies was the best. I will
like
die on
I
this hill that I'm defending.
I didn't like Black Ops 3 multiplayer, but I loved it zombies. I love Black Ops 3 zombies. Like Black Ops 3 multiplayer, it's okay. Not as here's my hot take to you. Not as alright, Black Ops 3 multiplayer was not as good as Black Ops 2 multiplayer. But again, Black Ops 3 zombies was perfect.
I wouldn't
Black
say
Ops
Black
3
Ops 3 Zombies was perfect. I mean, I had the only map I ever had an issue with was Zetsubo no Shima. I don't. I'm
Setsubo.
not the biggest fan of Shadows of Evil, mostly because I never really ever really wanted to put the effort into learning the map. I respect the map. I think it's a good map. I just never wanted to put the effort into learning the map more in depth like I have with like Revelations, um, DE, Gorod Krovi. Like
yeah.
a year or two ago,
But
if you would have asked me, the DE Easter egg steps, I would have told you them all by heart. I don't remember them now because I was supposed to attempt it a long time ago and we never did. But
but again, like Black Ops 3 zombies so good.
But with the exception of one map, Black Ops 3 Zombies is like so fantastic, and I enjoyed the multiplayer on that game too. Don't get me wrong, I
yeah.
thought the multiplayer on that game was great. My only complaint about Black Ops 3 as a whole, besides Zetsubo, the campaign was just outright terrible.
Yeah, Camry was awful.
Like I enjoyed the gameplay of the campaign, but it kind of had World War II syndrome. Like the execution, the
yeah.
way they were trying to execute the campaign was just so bad.
I
Train
agree.
go boom.
Yeah, like the game had so many memes out of it, like Train Go Boom, but like just
Train go
that
boom.
campaign was just so bad.
Bingo
But
boom.
I'm pretty
Someone
excited for
really.
MW2.
Yeah. I mean, like speaking of MW2, have you people been hearing about like Warzone 2 being out and shit? Because I think that's
Yes.
kind of dumb. Like, why make a Warzone 2? Why?
I'll
Why?
tell you
Because
why.
they fucked
Money.
up.
And they
That
I
fucked
too.
mean,
up.
no shit, money, but again, like Warzone's already fucking free to play anyways, so why make a Warzone 2?
Make
Maybe
that
just
free
Money.
to play and money. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing with Warzone 2, and this is my biggest problem with Warzone 2. Any of your skins you have in Classic Warzone, you can't transfer them to Warzone 2. Any
yeah,
Nope.
skins that you want
Yeah,
for Warzone 2, you got to get them from Modern Warfare 2. This is basically the new generation of COD, essentially, is the way they're
Yeah, I
presenting
mean
this.
that's what Activision's been kind of advertising it as, like the new
yeah.
generation.
And it's
Like
like I
which
understand it,
goes
but like you're
okay, but if you're gonna do Warzone 2, why not make it like Overwatch 2, where you can have all the
okay.
it's so
Okay,
simple.
here, I'm gonna say this right now. Bad comparison.
That
Bad comparison.
okay, shit comparison, but it's okay. So the reason why I bring that up is because it's an Activision Blizzard game. It's an Activision Blizzard game. That's why I brought it up.
Okay.
Shit example, but it's an Activision Blizzard game. If they can do it there, they can easily do it in Warzone 2. I'm just saying.
See, here's again. They're doing it for the money, essentially. And like I understand, this is
Yeah.
supposed to be, the new generation of Call of Duty and yada yada yada. I mean,
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
we've gone through this whole spiel before. I mean, when we went into the jetpack era, I mean, that's it was the new generation of Call of Duty. We were getting microtransactions and loot boxes and all this other stuff. I remember back in the day, you spent $20 and you got 4 multiplayer maps and a zombies map in Black Ops 1, and that was $20. And that was like the greatest thing ever. I mean, you spent $20, you
Yeah.
got the new zombies map, you got, 4 new multiplayer maps to go play some combat training or go play pubs with your friends. You had a good time on those maps or not or whatever. Now
Yeah.
these days, you pay $20, you get like a couple weapon like blueprints and skins. You get an emblem and you get a skin for your character, and that's $20. Like
Bro.
back in the day, you actually got content you were able to play with, and it had some like replayability with it. I mean, I feel like you're paying $20 back in the day for stuff that's worth it compared to now. You're paying $20. It,
Or
it's like if I was. It's like spending all this money on like I don't know Gucci or Supreme or any
yeah.
others like these quote unquote big brands of like clothing when I can go get a nice looking polo or like a nice looking t-shirt or like whatever for like half or more.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're sitting there spending like $120 on your t-shirt with a logo on it, and I'm spending $20 on a t-shirt with a logo on it, and it's nice and comfy, and you're complaining that your t-shirt's scratchy as hell because it looks like the fucking sweater that SpongeBob made out of his eyelashes. like that's like dead ass. I understand. I'll say this right now. I'm pretty guilty of that whole comparison. I spend a lot of money on my clothes. I have a lot of 100 Thieves merch. I mean, my next paycheck's about to go to a fucking couple pairs of 100 Thieves socks. I'm gonna be quite honest with you, because I saw 100 Thieves socks, and I'm like, yo, I need more socks anyways. And those are 100 Thieves socks. I want it. And I'm gonna get a bunch of 100 Thieves merch soon. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe not this week or not next week, but maybe like the week after. I might treat myself to some stuff. But like that's how it feels like now with all this paid content. And I feel like that's the route they're trying to go with Warzone 2, is they're trying to get you to spend more money on these skins. And it's
Yeah.
like, I'm
Why?
guilty of it. Like, I've spent my fair share of money on some skins in Cold War and in Modern Warfare, but I actually play the
Yeah, me too.
games. And I enjoy the games. And I bought the skins because, you know, they were cheap. I'll just say that right now. Like, a lot of the skins that I bought were cheap.
Mhm.
Why do I gotta spend $40 for three weapon skins and a skin for my character and a couple emblems and a calling card? Like,
Yeah.
I'll never get that. And like, why do you need such predatory? And like, this is another thing I don't understand either. Is they have, I understand, you have the item shop and then you have the battle pass. I mean, Fortnite's the notorious one out of them all that does this stuff. But sticking with Call of Duty, I mean, I understand, you have the battle pass and then you have your item shop, which you can spend your COD points on, which you have to spend real money on to get those COD points, yada, and whatever. And I don't know if they did it in Modern Warfare, but I know for Cold War they did this, and in Vanguard they did this as well. You have packs that you can only get if you spend your hard-earned money, and you were probably spending like upwards of $40. The battle pass was only, I think, was only like $20. You're spending $40. You're getting less content than the battle pass.
Bruh.
Like you're getting, like I think one of the packs was like you get some COD points, you get some skin weapon blueprints, and then you get a skin, some calling card. You get a good amount of stuff, and then you get some like COD points.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still getting less content because like I think one of them was like 2,400 COD points, and then you get like a bunch of blueprints, and then some calling cards and some emblems, and then a character skin and a watch.
Yeah.
That 2,400 COD points on average is only gonna get you 2 packs, one or two like skin packs, whatever. Let's say 2, and you're still getting less content than the battle pass. I mean, granted,
Okay.
it's basically you're shopping for the items that you want instead of
Yeah.
getting all this trash that's in the middle of the battle pass. But you gotta think, people are gonna want to go where the content is and get all the content. You're gonna get that from the battle pass. You're not gonna get that by spending $40 in this massive ass pack. And I feel like that's what they're trying to do with
Yeah.
Warzone 2. They're trying to make more money.
Mm-hmm. And okay, like that to me, like again, I'm going a bit off topic with the games here, but what you just described with the battle pass and the item shop sounded very similar on what Diablo 4's monetization will exactly look like, where you will have a bunch of these cosmetics. The bulk of the cosmetics you can get through the battle pass, which you, I presume, have to pay for the premium tier for, and plus and plus a lot of all the cosmetics will be in the item shop using premium currency, which I don't know if that'll cost real money or not. Like that sounds very fucking similar. I'm
It's
just gonna say that
pretty
right
much what it
now.
is. And like this is another thing that I can't stand about it either. All right, it's like you only get
Yeah,
so many things free out of the battle pass. If you don't own if you don't buy the battle pass, you still get stuff from it, but you only get like a few things for free. That's one thing
yeah,
actually I want to point out. And this is another thing I want to point out too, is the weapon blueprints. They are not cosmetic in the slightest. You could literally unlock weapons through these blueprints and then just get all the attachments and shit through the blueprints.
mm-hmm.
Like, because how the weapon blueprints works, and this is why I think a lot of people hate these, and I agree, I hate them so much with a burning passion. You get a weapon blueprint, and it's the weapon, and then you get like a few attachments on it.
Yeah.
You basically get the weapon without having to work for it,
Okay.
and then you can just
It's
unlock all the
basically
attachments for it.
it's essentially pay to win.
Pretty much. Like if I wanted to get the what was the weapon? Like, cause in Cold War, for example, a lot of the new weapons they would release, you either got them by doing a challenge on zombies, you do a challenge on multiplayer, or you could go get a blueprint and you get the blueprinted version of the weapon. And you could still level up the weapon even though you're using a blueprint. That my whole thing with blueprints in Call of Duty is this, and I know damn well they're gonna do this in Modern Warfare too. I feel like if the way they could have done the blueprint system is you can use the weapon, the blueprinted weapon. You
You have to work for the
have to
attachments.
work for the attachments by us still unlocking the weapon.
Yeah.
Like you get the blueprinted version of the weapon, but you don't get weapon XP out of it. You
Yep.
still have to unlock the weapon naturally. And I feel like another thing they could have done, which I mean, it's gonna disincentivize people from wanting to get the blueprints a hell of a lot more. It's gonna make them almost useless. I feel like if you use a blueprinted weapon, like let's say I just suddenly like, oh, I want this, blueprinted weapon. If you don't have it unlocked, you only get half of the level XP out of it instead of getting like the full XP. Like if you
Yeah.
instead of getting like I don't know like 50 XP per kill, you only get 25 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you have the weapon physically unlocked. Like I get it if you want it, you have the blueprint because you want your weapon to look cool, but like using it just to abuse like the system in the game, I mean,
Like
it's
it's
borderline pay
basically
to win.
no wait. No, it's like that's just straight up pay to win in my fucking
And it's
opinion.
like
Like doesn't matter how big or tiny that fucking advantage is, if it's giving you an inherent advantage over other players by you spending in real money, IRL money, That to me is goddamn pay to win and or pay for power. That's not okay. It's not.
And like what my biggest complaint has always been like there's like a billion like blueprints of the Krig 6, the most overpowered assault rifle in Cold War, and nobody can tell me otherwise. That is the most. There's
It
no
is.
recoil on that damn thing. You beam someone in the head, 2-shot TTK consistently from long range. I
Mhm.
mean thing's ridiculous. The Krig is just. I think the only weapon that can maybe top the Krig overall would probably be I forgot what it's called, the Farah 83 or something like that.
No,
Maybe
no.
the only other weapon that could top the Craig, because I would put it on the same level as the Craig. But like, there are so many blueprints of the Craig.
Mhm.
You didn't really need to like, you know, do much work. I mean, if you have no attachments for your Craig, you just buy the blueprint and oh, now I have attachments for my Craig. Now you just beam people from across the map and then unlock the attachments that I want.
Mhm.
Like that'll always be my biggest complaint. Is like that's how people abuse the blueprint system, and it angers me that it exists. And they need to fix it from MW2 or just ditch it entirely. But I doubt they're gonna ditch it because it makes them so much money.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
Like
is
they.
my biggest concern for Modern Warfare 2, and the biggest reason why I'm probably not purchasing the game is because I already know that a lot of the predatory stuff and a lot of the pay to win crap
Will be in that
from
game.
the past few titles are gonna be in that game,
I mean, they
and
have to be
it's
because
just
it
gonna
makes
ruin
them
the game
so much
for me.
fucking money.
It makes them
Yeah,
so much money, but how many players are they gonna keep having to lose till they get rid of it?
so many. Like they have to lose essentially their entire fan base, and that's what scares me. Like it doesn't matter if even like let's say five like percent of the players purchase a lot of those. It doesn't matter. So long as that player spend money on it, they don't care. They're making money.
Well, here's my whole thing. Like Vanguard, like a lot of people's. I mean, granted, a lot of people's complaints about Vanguard was just the game being horrible overall. Even the people that said, fuck it, I'll play Vanguard. This game isn't that terrible. A lot of those people are still complaining about the same fucking shit that I'm complaining about. And it's like, how many times? It's a lot of it. Pretty much boils down to, and I mean, I know it's a different scenario, but like EA with the the NFL license,
Yeah.
EA has pretty much no fucking competition, so they're just gonna
Same
keep
thing.
releasing the same shitty game over and over and over, and that's how I feel like they're doing with Call of Duty. I mean, their competition is
Like
what? Battlefield?
like Battlefield was that competition till Battlefield like shot themselves in the fucking foot with Battlefield 2042. Like I shot them in the foot. But in my fucking opinion, the best like World War One, World War Two style game ever was fucking Battlefield One. I love Battlefield One. Like that's the game I point to, which says this game might beat World at War for being the best like old school boots on the ground game.
And see, like I
Terms of
thoroughly enjoyed Battlefield 1. Don't get me wrong. Like I thought Battlefield 1 was a pretty good game overall.
I
But I'm still
love Battlefield.
throughout Battlefield 1's primary life cycle. I'll say, I mean, the game people still play the game, but throughout the game's like life cycle, my ass is still playing Call of Duty. And it's like I understand, I'm part of the problem here. I'm still playing Call of Duty. I'm still spending money on, I'm still paying $60-$70 on Call of Duty each year.
Yeah,
I'm still buying. I understand. Like I'm part of the problem, but like I'm not purchasing MW2 until I get confirmation from Eric and all my other sources that the game is great.
yeah.
If I get more sources coming back to me saying the game is just gonna be outright terrible, I'm not purchasing the
Then you
game.
won't buy it.
Like if Eric's like, "Yo, the game's great, you gotta buy it," and then I hear from everyone else that the game's just god awful. I mean, I'm sorry, Eric, but I'm leaving you alone in that one.
Bruh.
Yeah,
It's
like I totally understand that. Like, and that's why I'm waiting on Diablo 4 because of what happened with DI and all that shit. So I'm just waiting for reviews and shit for D4,
I mean,
seeing what
come
happens
on,
with that.
Falco. You don't got a phone.
Shut the fuck up.
You guys still got phones?
You guys still got phones.
Shut the fuck up.
Huh.
You guys still got phones?
Okay, I
This
fucking
is
hated
Odyssey. Is
DI.
an April Fool's joke?
dude, seriously, like, I hate DI so much is that I never even touched it. Like, I never even have it downloaded. I never played it. It's that awful. I'm hoping Diablo 4 is better. I'm just hoping. But I'm waiting till reviews come out at least, so that way I know if I can buy it or not. Kind of like with you and waiting till like Eric and everyone else to tell you if the game, if Modern Warfare 2 is gonna be good. I'm waiting till the reviews come out for Diablo 4 saying if they're good or not. Good
See,
shit.
here's why I feel like why Call of Duty gets all these chances is because everyone always says every year, okay, maybe it'll be better than like and we've been saying it since. Oh, gee, okay. I'm gonna argue since Infinite Warfare. We've been saying this. Maybe it'll be better next year. Maybe it'll be better
No,
next year. Maybe it'll be better
never is.
next year. And I can
Well,
tell
I
you right
mean,
now, with one exception, I'm gonna say
Modern Warfare 2019.
with the exception of Modern Warfare 2019, we have not gotten better since. I mean, with Cold War, I put Cold War at the same level. Like we were going uphill, 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 uphill. All right, Infinite Warfare immediately downhill. IW. World War II. And then Black Ops 4, we immediately just plummeted to the ground, and we were pretty sure COD was dead.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. MW 2019, we're starting to go back up a little bit. And then Cold War was at the same level, and then again we just immediate impact right through the Earth's core, and
yeah.
out the other end of the Earth. We get Vanguard. Like, I feel like we've had so many ups and downs throughout Call of Duty. I mean, we started off so strong. We got COD 1, 2, 3, COD 4.
Modern
Black
Warfare.
Ops, the Modern Warfare saga. All that stuff. All those good stuff. And then we hit a little bit of a roll bump with Advanced Warfare. And then what? That's okay. 2015. That was what? Okay, so hold on. We got Ghosts.
Ew.
A little
Finding
more of a
action
roll
with Call of
bump.
Duty Ghosts.
The
Immersive
like,
fish, boys.
coming back, the Vector.
New fish
Whoa.
and dog AI.
Vector.
The memes that came out of Ghosts was the only thing that was good about Ghosts. Were just
It
the
is like
memes.
dog models to the Vector to to like one of Aikes' fucking chips came in Ghost, I believe, right? Did Aikes
Yes,
won?
sir. The Complexity Dynasty.
Yep. Fucking he won a chip in Ghost. Aikes, the big bad man himself.
Bruh.
The one guy who says blow it up.
Yeah, they sure blew it up, Patty P. They blew it up. The whole league. They blew the whole damn league up. I remember tweeting
yeah.
that shit too. I tagged LA Thieves and Aches in it. I was like, when he said blow it up, I don't think they meant the entire league, guys.
No, I think they did.
No, I don't think they did, but yeah. Yeah. God's been up and down. No, that's just how it is. Like, if a game franchise runs for way too long, what else is there gonna do? One other topic, which I've been actually wanting to talk with you guys about for a while, is like the reveals at Gamescom and what the hell's been going on with that? Because
Revealed? Like in general?
like, there's been some really damn good games revealed at Gamescom. Like, this one game,
Lies
Lies
of
of P.
Yeah.
Lies of P was so damn good.
Yes,
Lies of P. Okay, Mark. Lies of P. So you take Soulsborne like combat and finally Pinocchio, and you combine it. It's fucking great. Like, genuinely, like, I'm hyped for that game.
My man is
Sounds
hype.
interesting.
It's if you watch like the trailer for it, it's damn good. Another trailer which I was really impressed by was Dead Island 2. Dead Island 2 looked damn
Yeah, I'm still shocked that it's actually coming out.
Yeah,
I know.
bro, I haven't heard the name Dead Island in so long. Like, I
Yeah,
remember
bro, it's coming back, man.
last time I played Dead Island was when I was like me, you, and Austin played that game. It was
Oh,
like me, you,
yeah, I
Austin, and Joe,
remember.
or something like that. It was like the last time I played Dead Island. I was thinking about that game like a month ago, because I saw it and I almost like turned on my TV and turned on my 360 for the first. I almost turned my 360 on for the first time this year,
Oh,
just to play
shit.
Thrillville and then play Dead Island right
Well,
after.
Yeah,
But-
like the one worry I have is Deep Silver, because as we all know, that Deep Silver's last game so fucking awful. I don't even want to say its name. It's that fucking terrible.
You're gonna have to,
Yeah.
because I don't remember their last game.
Fucking Saints Row reboot. That
Oh
fucking
yeah,
hey,
yeah,
speaking
yeah.
of Saints Row reboot, hey, who wants to talk about it?
Anyone?
Anyone?
Bad. That game is trash. As a fan of Saints Row 1 and 2, I despise this fucking reboot. Like, I despise it. I mean, like, 3 was like the beginning of the end. And then 4 and Get Out of Hell were like, okay, how the fuck then is this reboot gonna save us from that? And yet it's somehow
Yeah.
worse than fucking 4 and Get Out of Hell.
4
Like,
is good.
So okay,
4 4 is not good. Okay,
4 is
four's
good.
plot. Okay, 4's plot
4 is
was
good.
not fun, but it's
4 is good.
4's. Okay,
I'm
4's
gonna be the
fun.
middleman in this conversation here. I have
Yeah.
very controversial opinions about the first 2 games. I didn't mind the first 2 games, but oh shit, y'all still hear me okay?
Yeah.
Alright, sorry. No, I had there's a my headset beeped and I was like, oh, I was like, this thing is fully charged. I know damn well this thing's charged.
Mhm.
But why? You know what? I think I know why it's beeping. It's because I'm pressing a button on the side of my head. But anyways,
Oh, wow, who would thought?
here's the first 2 games. I didn't mind. I just I don't know how I want to put this. I enjoyed the first 2 games overall. It just took me a lot longer to beat the first 2 games than it took me to beat 3 and 4, which I don't mind that. But like when a game takes me 2 months to beat it when I already want to play something else, like
Yeah.
the only games that have ever kept me hooked longer than a month were Final Fantasy 13 and Skyrim. I played Skyrim for just about 8 months and nothing else but Skyrim. I would consistently tell all my friends to go F themselves because I wanted to play Skyrim for the millionth time. When it came to SR3, I liked SR3. I thought it was really good. You know, honestly, SR I had the most fun on Saints Row 3. Like that's where I had the most of my fun between all the Saints Row titles.
I mean,
4,
yeah, gameplay was fun in Saints Row 3, but the reason why I like the first 2 games so much more is because of the plots. The plots of those first 2 games were fucking amazing. I loved the dialogue in there as well. Like, that's why I loved the first 2 games. And then plus, especially in Saints Row 2, the city felt alive in 2. 3, 4, not that much alive. Like, 4 was just fucking weird.
well, see here's the thing, right? Like I enjoyed the story with 1 and 2. Like I did. I thought the story with 1 and 2 was great. I just the gameplay was what I had issue with. It took me so long to beat the game. When it came to 3, I enjoyed the story for the most part. I mean, yeah, it got a little chaotic, got a little weird, but like, whatever. I mean, whatever is gonna keep you guys separated from, being called a GTA clone, I suppose. Whatever.
Yeah.
Go for it.
But
I enjoyed Saints Row 3 nonetheless, though. I'm gonna say this
Yeah.
right now. I'm probably in the minority overall, just in the court of public opinion. 3 is probably my favorite. 4, I have
3.
very mixed feelings about. I pretty
4,
much I ignored the story. Like within the first 5 minutes of the game, I ignored the story. I
as you
was
should.
mostly into that game for the gameplay, and I feel like most people were into that game for the gameplay, and just so I did not consider the story. I had fun with 4 purely because I was more interested in the gameplay. I didn't give 2 fucks
Yeah.
about the story. I enjoyed playing co-op on 4 especially a lot more than I did on 3 because of the dumb shit you could do in 4. But I enjoyed playing co-op
Okay.
on 3 just
But
purely based on, having a good time. And plus, I like the weapons in 4. But here's my thing with 4 and why I understand a lot of people don't like 4. I understand why people don't like 4 because of the story and because it went from, being a goofy little, quote unquote GTA clone to just, okay, what the fuck is this game? Like
yeah.
they 4 had an identity crisis, I feel like.
4 had such an identity crisis. I can like argue that 3 also had a bit of an identity crisis. But Mark, this Saints Row reboot is Saints Row 4, but on crack in terms of fucking identity crisis.
Oh,
Oh,
hell no.
believe me,
No.
from what I've heard
Can't even
on
compare
Twitter,
the two.
from what I've heard on Twitter, this game is not expected to be good, and I get it, because like I forgot what Eric, what me, you, and Andrew ended up watching last year, I think it was. We ended up watching some sort of thing. I forgot what it was. It was some like games reveal thing. I forgot what it was. I'm pretty sure it was last year, but they briefly spoke about the Saints Row reboot, and I remember all of us being like, "What the fuck is this? Like, this is gonna be
Yeah,
Saints
dude.
Row? Like, and,
This
like
is not Saints
that's
Row. This
It
is
this
didn't
is
not
how
even.
I
Bro,
Gangster.
that's how I feel about this game. It's like it doesn't feel like what I saw just from the bits and pieces I've gathered. I don't feel like this is gonna be another Saints Row game. Like
yeah,
this.
from like the whole reveal, it just did not look like Saints Row.
No, like, okay. Plus, okay, on top of the plot and dialogue being absolute trash, like, the gameplay. Like, Mark, I saw gameplay, right? Whenever you sway your gun horizontal, it feels like you're in molasses. But, Mark, whenever you move your gun vertically, it feels too fast. So it's so weird on how your character moves. And plus, there's so many fucking bugs with the game. It's not even funny. And like, just the game's trash.
See, I'm gonna let the court of public opinion decide whether or not I get this game. I don't think I'm gonna. I mean, same thing with
No.
Modern
No.
Warfare 2, but I definitely don't think I'm getting the game. Like, as it
Yeah.
stands, right? Like, if the game somehow surprises everyone and all of a sudden the game ends
Oh,
up being, somehow, some way good, then yeah, maybe I'll give it a shot. But as it stands right now, I don't think I'm. I mean, I I would much rather go back and play Saints Row 4 and
Yeah.
by myself. I feel like a lot of the good times I have playing SR4 are playing with like you, Eric, and playing with Austin and Joe and David, where a lot of where
Yeah.
my fun from
David.
SR4 came from. Like
David,
I
Mama.
playing at beating SR4 alone was just not as fun as beating the game with other people. And like
Yeah.
doing some of the dumb shit with other people. I feel like that's where the charm of SR4 came from. But overall, I wasn't the biggest fan of the game, but I had a lot of fun. And then with
Yeah.
3, it was 3 was I'll be honest. I mean, again, I'm probably in the minority in the court of public opinion.
You
I
are.
I I thought 3 was a pretty good game.
Like,
It is a good game.
2 is so much better. Like,
Oh.
Saints
All
Row
right,
2 is so much.
court of public opinion, minority in the court of public
Oh.
opinion again. I'm putting 3 over 1 and 2 any day.
Oh my
Same.
god. Oh my god.
Here's the thing,
What?
bro.
What?
I
Like,
literally tried playing Saints Row 2, like, over the weekend. So, it's an old game, So I was, like, fair with it. Like,
yeah.
okay, it's old, but, hey, it's still pretty fun so far in the tutorial. Sure, shooting's, like, a bit clunky, but hey, it was just for the time. And then I got to the driving mechanics.
Driving is so weird.
See,
Saints Row.
that's
And I
what let
was
me down
like,
so bad.
nope. And so I'm still going to get back to it. Because I'm
Yeah.
still going to play for the story, but, like...
Oh my god,
See,
the
the
plot.
driving mechanics in
Yikes!
SR2 reminded me of the driving mechanics in GTA 4.
Okay.
Right.
I 1000% agree. Like, I did not like driving in GTA 4, but I love GTA 4 for its flaw.
Oh, GTA 4 overall is just a fantastic. I mean, 9.5 out of 10.
Oh, yeah.
You think the driving mechanics aside, that game's 10 out of 10.
Yeah, no doubt. You
But
know, I know some people who really like the driving mechanics in that game. I'm asking, like, why? Because it feels thick, but it's a Grand Theft Auto. Like, I want my arcadey style driving.
But like nobody plays GTA for realistic driving mechanics. Like that's what people play Forza and Need for Speed for.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's for
That's,
realistic driving mechanics. Even then, Need for Speed's a lot more arcadey.
yeah. Like, play Forza, play fucking, I'm forgetting the PlayStation equivalent to Forza right now on top of my head. I know I have it on top of my head, dude. Fuck, this is good one. I I straight up have to look this up, but yeah, your main point here, like, fuck, what is? Oh, fucking Gran Turismo. There we go, Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo. But
So
yeah,
you
with
Forza or Gran Turismo for realistic driving. I'm playing GTA 4 for its plot and its fucking gunplay.
right,
You were saying, Eric?
but like,
You were
well,
saying, Eric?
what's that?
You were saying?
Oh, I was just gonna like put in like, to be fair though, with like Saints Row, the driving mechanics were never really that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the driving in Saints Row is never
But
really that good, but like,
Okay.
it's
yeah.
just the controls, and the second one, it's like, why? Why do I have to hold A to go forward?
What? That's so stupid. Like, why
And then
not just
X to the reverse? Like, what the fuck?
like triggers?
Yeah,
Come on.
thank God they changed it in the third game.
Yeah. But I mean, by the time Saints Row 4 came out, because of the superpowers and whatnot,
Saints
cars
Row 4
were
basically made driving useless. I mean, to be fair,
Thank God.
even with the ability to fly and like super sprint and all that shit, I would still steal a fucking car and just bulldoze people in a car. Because just even
okay.
with those superpowers, doing that in a car just feels so satisfying.
Okay, why do that
Oh,
though? Like, you have like fucking. You can just glide from one side of the map to another so much faster.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's not as fun as running people over with a car. I mean, yeah, whoop de doo, I just ran
Yeah,
someone over, super sprinting into them or whatever like that. Or I could take a minivan and I could, commit vehicular
yeah,
homicide.
yeah. And
I, I,
honestly,
I would like to point out I do not condone vehicular homicide in real life, just in video games.
yeah, like one thing I did like about Saints Row 4, it's a lot of its songs and inside like the radios. Like I love making my custom playlist and fucking playing it on foot. Like
I think we're
that shit,
also forgetting the best part of Saints Row 4, the
the
dubstep god.
romance. Oh,
the
I mean,
stuff,
shit, that works too.
We were not on the
Like,
same page at
I, I was,
all.
I was about to talk about getting head from fucking that one iPod, but that works too.
dude, bro. Like okay, so for my
Yo, what's the best part of Saints Row 4? Yo, getting head from the eyeball.
Yo, getting head from the iPod, bro, yeah. We're just going up to Kinsey
Yo.
saying, hey, what a fuck, and she slaps and just starts smooching, bro. That shit was great.
Alright, yo, this is taking a fucking turn. Anyway, the dubstep guy.
But yeah,
okay, but
absolutely.
okay, but like okay, but like that though, like my like dubstep gun though, I basically equipped on like the fucking swing music.
Oh,
See,
Swing
well,
music.
I
Gun.
always use the
Let's
what was it, the pop music one or something like that. I forgot what it was,
really?
but like that one was always my favorite. I don't know why.
yeah, that
Well,
your swing music was my favorite.
my favorite, though, if you have the Christmas DLC, bro, that one is
Bro,
like my personal best,
okay, then
personal favorite.
okay then
That one was close. It was a close like third for me.
yeah, okay. Like terms of Saints Row 4, I bought it on Switch for like $2 because it was on sale for that low. So like, why
Yeah,
the
it was
fuck
too.
not
No, see
get it
that
for
Hell yeah,
2
bro.
that's your mistake. You're playing the game on the Switch.
Oh,
Okay,
Maybe that
okay
was your
then.
like,
mistake.
Okay, okay then. To be fair though, like the game runs well on Switch, and then plus like it has like all of the DLC, and I got it for $2.
yeah, fair enough.
So why the fuck not?
Oh,
And I had a fun time, but I hated the plot. But
bro.
I, no. But yeah, but yeah. Fuck Saints Row reboot.
See,
That
I
shit's
feel like you can't like when it comes to Saints Row like 3 and 4 especially. I feel like you can't take the plot to those games seriously because at that point I don't think they took the plot seriously. I feel like at
yeah,
that point like it was more about the goofy shit you
especially
could do
for
in the
4.
game. Especially for 4,
Especially
I felt like it was more about the
But
goofy
like,
shit than it was the plot.
I
for,
felt like
yeah,
they should have put like a lot more care into the reboot because this is supposed to be the game that's supposed to bring the franchise back.
yeah,
You
but they
know?
did. They put less care into it than in 4.
Yeah, it literally looks like, with all the mechanics, it literally looks like a shittier version of 3. I don't know how you reached that point, but
But they did
like,
it. They
congratulations.
fucking did.
They did it. They did it. Yeah, literally, they did it, bro. Fucking badge and all, bro. They did it. And
Fucking
honestly,
most cringiest dialogue I've read in fucking years. By the way, the dialogue.
look,
Was so,
the only
like, the,
part that I actually laughed at was if you have like the Western like character like voice,
oh yeah,
your character, he only mentions like, he or she will mention like horsecock. That's about it. That
that's
was
it.
the only thing I actually like kind of laughed at
Dude,
in
I
that
thought that
entire
was
game
so
from what I
cringe.
saw.
Like so bad, so bad. Let's stop talking about this game because
Nah, I want to keep talking about it. I want to absolutely slam this thing on the wall.
same, honestly,
Bro, I mean, honestly, yeah, same. But like, I just am getting depressed thinking about this game's existence.
same, same. Anyways,
Anyway, so to I guess to end this show on a high note, um,
Positive vibes only.
hope yeah, I'll try to end the show on a a positive note. As we try to do. I mean, we pretty much hit every segment. I mean, we hit the segment where Eric says something completely, out of the blue and gets us all to laugh. I mean,
yeah,
Oh yeah.
we've hit every point that we needed to hit, just for like, we would in the old shows. I
yeah.
mean, the only thing is, we don't got Trevor.
No,
R.I.P.
Trevor.
our boy
Oh
Trevor.
well.
He ain't dead. He's just, packing to go to Philadelphia. So,
Oh well. His loss.
right. I mean, my man, once again, wanted this. Here it is. Can't make it.
Wow,
Two
what a
for two.
shocker!
Wow, who would have thought?
Who would have known? How crazy!
I mean, Trevor, we
Yeah.
love you, man. Hopefully you come to the next show, but come on,
Why is he
man.
going to Philly again? I forgot.
He's seeing
Yeah.
Ramstein,
Oh, I thought it was for fucking.
I think.
Ooh, nice. Rammstein's pretty good. Rammstein's
I don't care for them, but anyways,
fair.
to try to end this show on a high note, I think it's, appropriate for our viewers to learn a little bit about us, because this might be their first impression, might not be. So I want to play
Yeah.
a classic little game to end this show on a high note.
All right.
Two truths and a lie.
Oh God.
Simple game. We'll do one round for each of us. You know, there's no real prize or anything like that. It's just, you get the bragging rights of, yeah, I got one.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess I'll go first. I gotta think real hard about this stuff. So, okay.
It's gonna be a little while, huh?
Yeah, it might take me a minute or two here. Now, just some quick ground rules. You're not allowed to guess until all three are said. So, like, if let's say I was to say, like, obviously this is going to be a lie, but like, let's say I
Mm-hmm.
say, let's say I say Vanguard is my favorite Call of Duty as one of them. You can't be like, that's
Yeah,
the lie. Like,
that one's
wait for me to
obvious.
say it, wait for me to say all three, and then you guys can guess.
And, yeah.
Uh, you
Fair
know.
enough.
Um,
I
okay, so I
think.
gotta think here. Oh, okay. This might actually be kind of interesting here. All right. So, Magic the Gathering was my first trading card game I ever played. My first video game I ever played was Call of Duty Black Ops, and my favorite video game of all time is Final Fantasy 13 2.
Okay.
This is gonna be an interesting one.
I know immediately one of the truths is Final Fantasy 13-2 is your favorite game of all time. I think that one's a truth. The lie, though, is hard because
The lie. I think the lie is
okay,
obviously Black Ops 1 being your first video game.
yeah,
I
yeah,
know
I
that one
think
for
that
sure.
one has to be the lie because I know you play a fuck ton of Magic. I don't know if you played any other trading card game.
Now what was it the first one I've ever played though? That's the kicker. I said it's the first one I've ever played. Is it the first one I've ever played?
is Black Ops 1 the first ever game you played? I don't think so. And
Yeah,
think
same. I
Magic,
swear you said like
and I think
some
Magic
other
is
games before.
the first trading card game I ever played, right? Like it has to be. So
Yeah, I
I
think that one's
know
so.
Black
I think
Ops.
that one is also the lie as well.
Okay, I'm thinking Black Ops has to be the lie.
It's yeah, that's the lie.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the first video game I ever played, I want to say was. God, I gotta think about this. The first video game I vividly remember playing when I was young, I want to say was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Mm-hmm. All
So
right.
Sonic the Hedgehog or it was Mario
Yeah.
Damn.
for the NES.
Uh,
Mario for the
right.
basic bitch Mario, not
Yeah.
fucking this new Mario shit, whatever they call it. No, Super
Yeah.
Mario Brothers. But yeah, no. Magic
Yeah.
the Gathering was the
Wahoo.
first trading card game I ever played, and Final Fantasy 13 2 is indeed my favorite video game of all time as it stands.
God. Okay. Let me think. Okay. I think I got it. I'm pretty sure I got this. Okay. The first game I ever played was, which I vividly remember, is Pac-Man World 2.
Mm.
My favorite game of all time is Diablo 3. And uh, my in the in the first console I ever owned on my own was the Nintendo Switch, which
All right.
was
So
the first
Diablo
game.
3 is obviously the lie. You fucking hate Diablo 3 with a burning passion. No, I'm fucking okay. I already know which one's the truth. Diablo 3, you love Diablo 3 to death. I've never heard you speak ill about Diablo 3.
Okay,
Clearly.
outside of its auction house, Former the game's great, genuine.
So I know that one's the
But
truth.
yeah, that one's the truth. To be fair. Okay, which one's why?
I feel like I could have sworn you've told me that you've owned something like before a Switch. I vividly remember you saying something like that, but I could be wrong.
Hmm.
What was the first one?
The first I ever played vividly was Pac-Man World 2.
Shit. Eric, what's your guess?
I honestly don't know.
You don't
I,
know?
I don't know. I don't know you that well, man. I
Oh my.
really don't know you that well.
Okay, so the
I'm gonna say it's the Switch one.
the Switch one. Okay,
That's
how
my
about
guess.
you? Which one's the lie? The Pac-Man World 2 or the Switch?
I mean, Eric, if you pick Pac-Man World 2, one of us has to be right. Because sure as shit, not Diablo 3.
It's not Diablo
Right.
3. Love that game to death.
Switch has got to be the one thing, bro.
Okay. Both of you are incorrect. The Switch was the first ever console I owned on my own. The
Yeah, that's
rest
what
of
I'm saying.
I had to share with my brother, pretty much.
Damn.
But
See, I didn't fucking
first
know.
game, my first game ever, I vividly remember was technically GTA 4 San Andreas. Wait, no, sorry, GTA San Andreas. But
Bro, that
again,
game
I
was a
was
big
playing.
vibe. Big vibe.
I played it with like my dad and all that. But I mean, I played Pac-Man World 2 around that same time. I know that. So again, that one was a bit of a hard one. Except for Diablo 3, I wanted to throw out an easy one out.
I was gonna say, you pulled a me and you just do an easy one right in the middle.
Yeah, but still, like, yeah, it is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. First game ever played. That game. Okay, Eric.
Alright, Eric, it's your turn.
My turn, bro. I haven't really thought of much here. Sure. Okay. Let's see here. Two truths, one lie.
Two truths,
Okay.
one.
Okay. Okay. First one. I saw the first Iron Man movie, 2008, at a drive-in theater. Second one.
Yo, same.
I have been to Norway. And the third, I almost drowned in Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're getting a
Okay,
little
well,
Oh,
close
if
to
you
if
this,
if
got
maybe.
you've
no.
if you've seen
Ah,
if you've seen Iron Man in a if you've seen Iron Man for the first time in a
drive-in
drive-in,
theater.
same,
Yeah,
same.
yeah, yo, let's go.
Okay, just saying. I'm thinking that one is a truth.
I feel like
To be
that's the
fair,
truth.
I think that's a truth.
So you
The
you both are
lie.
putting in your final answers for that one as a truth.
Yeah.
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
I,
Don't
I'm,
say anything. Don't say anything. I feel
I'm not gonna say
like
anything yet.
we have to figure out the
see these
lies.
all sound like possibilities. I
Yeah.
feel like you could have done all of these things.
I, okay, I'm almost convinced on one of them being the lie. Honestly,
Yes, one of them obviously is the
I
lie.
mean, yeah,
I,
that is the
I
Obviously.
point of
mean,
the game. Congrats.
I think one stands out to me more than the others being the lie, and that
Yeah.
is the way. Like that sounds probably the most improbable one
Well,
because
see, here's the whole thing with the Norway one. Like, you were not very specific. Like, with the Florida one, you were like, I almost drowned in Florida. Like, that's oddly
Mm.
specific. With the drive-in thing and with Iron Man, that was oddly specific. With the Norway
yeah,
one, you kind of just threw that one in there. But at the same time, you also could just be tricking me.
yeah.
Yeah, I could be. You never know.
I mean,
Nice putting your answers in.
I'm thinking the noise one is a lie. I think because it's so vague that and it doesn't have as much detail to it. So I'm thinking that one's a lie.
Yeah, fuck it. Full send it. I'm gonna say that too. I don't fucking know, bro.
So you guys are guessing that the lie is Norway? Final answer?
Hold on, hold on, hold on. Final answer for him, probably. But hold on.
Yeah,
Fuck.
Okay,
that
Mine
okay.
was so easy. Than fucking you over here. I'm sitting here. This probably get another half an hour to the show of me thinking about this.
Content, boys, content.
Final answer. Fuck it. Send it. Final
That's your
answer.
final answer, Norway? For both of you? As a lie?
I'm probably gonna be dead wrong, but screw it.
You guys are correct.
Oh wow.
Congratulations.
oh, let's
I,
go.
I felt like I was being
I,
metagamed right there, like big time. Like, no, motherfucker, I've never actually seen
Oh
fucking
my
Iron
god, I
Man.
got
Fucking
to.
like,
got
no,
your
fuck
ass.
you. I've actually been to Norway.
Eric, I think
It was
I
Iron Man
think the
2.
only
Suck my dick.
Nah, I love that movie, The Deer, bro. Love that movie
yeah,
dearly.
Iron Man was a good movie though.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I too saw it at a drive-in.
I
Yeah,
never
bro.
saw Drive-In.
That's okay, as long as you've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it. Of course, I've seen it.
Of course. You know, I'm pretty sure a majority of everyone's seen it, right?
Shit, anyways, man, good show tonight.
Great show. I want to thank everyone that watched the video or watched the stream, whatever you want to call it, live. I want to thank everyone that's watching, not live, but still, watching the
Bye.
whole 2 hour, shit show that is,
Giving us some views.
this
Thank you, thank you,
wonderful
thank you.
show. Um, y'all are the greatest
Yep,
for
you too.
Falco and Eric,
Yep.
Shadowside XZ and